right off the bat, does anyone know what the difference between all three of these are? No.
Miss Dunlap, you don't count. You already know them.
So,
Silly Miss Dunlap.
First thing first is the diction.
I'm a realist.
It's the words that it's the vocabulary choices that the author uses. That's all it is. And an example would be if it's like a really bad situation, you're not just gonna be like, oh, it was bad. You'll be like, oh, it was tragic. It was horrendous, you know? Like you'll use like some strong words to make a strong point. And here's an example. It's from Edgar Allan Poe's The Mask of the Red Death. No pestilence had ever been so fatal or so hideous. Blood was its avatar and its seal, the redness and the horror of blood. So yeah, pretty serious.
Got some pestilence.
Yeah,
Hideous,
like red
fatal.
blood.
You could have just said like sickness, so deadly, or it kills people.
Yeah.
So.
All right, and then a good way to remember this from syntax or style is I think of the dictionary. It's just full of words. Diction.
Got a bunch of words.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so syntax. It's just the way in which the words and sentences are placed together. So it's just, or the set of rules in a language. So it's really looking at like how things are constructed. Normally it's like, a normally structured sentence is like the subject and the verb and the object, like the cat is running up the tree. But authors a lot of times like to change up their syntax so that they can emphasize different parts of the sentence. Like on this one, he says, go out, I cannot. Now, can anyone tell me what the purpose of changing this? Because, I mean, a normally structured sentence would be, I cannot go out. Olivia?
That's the speaking ball. And you get a mince if you get it right.
Yeah. Is it to like put emphasis on? Oh my god! Yeah. To like put emphasis on like that he can't go out because like it'll like kind of catch a reader's eye.
Yeah, it's to emphasize this part that he can't do this action.
I like that.
Is it to be Yoda?
It's to emphasize that he can't do the action of actually going out. Because when you say like, I cannot go out, then it's basically emphasizing that you can't do something. And then go out can be interchangeable with like, I cannot fly. I wish I could, but I can. Whereas if you change that and move it over there, then you're really emphasizing that you can't do that specific action. Okay? Then we have this other example from Ernest Hemingway's Farewell to Arms. And it's really long. It's like one sentence though. And it says, they left me alone and I lay in bed and read the papers a while. The news from the front and the list of dead officers with their decorations, and then reached down and brought up the bottle of Cinzano, it's like a drink, and held it straight up on my stomach, the cool glass against my stomach, and took little drinks, making rings on my stomach from holding the bottle there between drinks. So, why do you guys think Ernest Hemingway made this really long run-on sentence, well, not run-on, but this really long sentence describing this man? Anyone? The purpose of
Josh,
this.
go ahead.
There you go, Josh.
Answer.
Off the ball.
Where'd the ball go? You dropped
Get a
the
minute.
ball.
How does that mean?
Well, I'm not quite sure, in all honesty. I'm sorry, Professor.
So, the thing is, with this, Ernest Hemingway could have just left it at, like, they left me alone, and I lay in bed. But he added all these extra details, all this extra, and all these commas, and all this extra syntax and stuff, to really paint the picture that this is one lazy dude, guys. Like, he's keeping a bottle on his stomach, and that's his coaster, and it's making, like, sweat rings on his stomach. And
Was it
just
alcoholic?
gross.
Maybe he's an alcoholic.
So, that syntax,
Condensation rings.
yeah. It's to be like a lazy alcoholic. There you go, Josh. Do you got it?
I got it. Thank you, Professor.
Any questions on syntax? Okay, Sean.
All right, and then style is kind of a combination plus their tone. So the best way to put it is the way the writer writes. Like everyone has their own style. Some people are short and choppy. Some people have run-on. Some people, I don't know. An example is that Ernest Hemingway. If you look up his quotes, everything is like, I know it's right, I'm going to tell you what to do. And here's a quote by him. There's no one thing that's true. It's all true. It's kind of a big thing to get your head around. It's vague. And we all know Dr. Seuss's style. I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. An elephant is baseball, 100%. Like, classic.
It's beautiful.
So it's a combination of the diction, the syntax, and the tone. Any questions there?
Okay.
Millhouse. What is diction?
It's the don't do that. It's the vocabulary an author uses. Just
Nice.
I want to win.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. Jenna, what's syntax? Just a quick synopsis.
All around.
There we go. Nice.
I think
Didn't do that.
syntax would be the way the words and sentences are structured by the author.
Perfect.
All right. Tricky. What style? Get a minute to get it right. Will.
The way the writer writes.
Got it. Where'd you get that?
From you, man.
What are the
Alright.
3 things that make up style? We're gonna throw a curveball
Like
here.
Whoa.
Just gonna
Diction.
block this here.
Syntax and tone.
There you go, Will. Take
Awesome.
another minute.
All right, everyone good?
Thank
No
you.
questions? All right.
There you go.
Session has ended.